And we are live. Good morning, Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 166. Today is Monday, May 12th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
At 10-ish. What's going on? Alex Daly, first in here, Sergeant Crypto. Antonio said good night from Korea. There we go. We everywhere. John Siebert, hello, hello.
What's up, people?
Fed the Realtor, Bitcoin to the moon this week. We shall see. If you all noticed, too, that tweet we put out this morning, we actually had that scheduled to be put out for a while now. So we're hoping this is a good week.
Oh, yeah.
Ramo, what's going on? Coke by Paris. Pretty funny name. All right, for the free Bitcoin last week, who won?
Oh, yeah. So our free Bitcoin winner was Eric Brooks. Thank you for your comment. Our question was, what is your favorite nonprofit? Let us know, comment, put them out there. His was Stellar Lumens. He believed it was the best one to use because you can build and send payments to charities or nonprofits. So thanks for that comment. Sent that free Bitcoin to you already. Appreciate you, Eric Brooks.
There we go. All right, we're going to get into a lot of news today, talking OKEx, fake protests, Winklevoss twins, and, of course, they're in the news again, and then some things going on internationally. But to start it off, OKEx CEO quits to start a new life as exchange overtakes Binance as the world's largest.
Shout out to that man.
Well, that is a great way to exit stage right. If you haven't heard already, Malta-based crypto exchange OKEx has sparked criticism today as their CEO has resigned. Reportedly, allegedly, the trade volume has overtook Binance's trade beginning this week, earlier today. And then Bloomberg is reporting that OKEx CEO Chris Lee left his position. Again, he said it was to start a new life. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it looks like my man was building his business and it got to a point where he didn't.
He had to work. He probably had to work. He's like, I didn't come to work.
Yeah, he was like, I'm tired of this, man. I'm rich. We just passed Binance.
Right.
But I think it's one of those things this won't be the last time you see this. It'll be a few CEOs that they just go ahead and basically, they had a little money before and then they get another 100 million here and they're just kind of like,
it's a good project.
Why am I going to put up with regulation and, deal with all the stuff that comes with it? I could just leave. And he exited stage right. I don't know if he has some personal stuff going on. You never know. He may just need some time to himself, but to me, it sounds like he got his money and left. I mean, I don't.
Right.
Well, that's the American dream for real. So
I mean, it is. Like you said, the regulations are coming up. It's becoming more stressful. It's nonstop. If you're going to be in the game, like you definitely got to play to win at this point. You can't just coast in this space. So yeah, like you said, I think he got his money. It was like whatever, had a good run. Somebody else wants to be the CEO. Cool, let him. I don't know. It might be internal argument, but regardless, he was just like, I'm good. Like I make some money, I'm out of here.
Y'all can have this, bro.
Right.
But
Coke by Paris says, "Sheesh, I'll use that in my 2-week notice. LOL, new life." I know, right? Next time you leave your position, just tell it. I'm just going to start a new life. It's been good at this company and this industry is great, but. Yeah, I'm good to go now.
Yeah, I need a whole new outlook. Yeah,
there we go, John Siebert. Smash that like and share, people. We truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Shout out to everybody on Facebook that just joined. Thank you, Lisa, Trey, Crystal. Appreciate you.
Go. Fake protests in New York City. Hey, ho, ho. Blockchain has to go. Let's see if we can get this to play real quick.
Oh, yeah.
This
is hilarious.
So this is not a real protest, you're telling me. What is going on with this this fake New York protest against the blockchain?
Oh yeah, well, this protest was basically to bring awareness to Bitcoin. If you saw this, even at first when I first saw it, I was like, this looks like actors. I mean, who would protest Bitcoin? But then it turns out that these people were actually crypto enthusiasts who wanted to fake protest Bitcoin in order to bring more awareness to it. And basically, they trolled everybody because the signs were amazing. Like some of the Wells Fargo sign and
they're like, yeah, that's right.
And it's hilarious because it is some bankers who behind the scenes, that's really how they feel, but they're not gonna have a protest walking down the street. So this was perfect time. It was like an excellent troll. This has got to be one of the best I've ever seen. So and it's right in the middle of New York, so it got a lot of press, and you'll probably see more about it later. So it's nice. I like to see stuff like this.
And of course, consensus has started this week, so it's been it's a pretty interesting way to start consensus in New York. He's talking about bringing all around awareness to it. You remember this is over there at Wall Street, people. So it is really good to see this type of energy right where the banks are based at. This is a great thing to see.
Along with a nice big green candle this morning. That's a good way to start the week.
There we go. Winklevoss twins back in the news. You know, they just had their 5th patent last week. They're trying to take over all things crypto in the ecosystem. But the Winklevoss-Led, and here's the thing: this title is definitely misrepresentative of exchanges in general. The title says Winklevoss-Led Gemini becomes world's first licensed Zcash exchange. All right, look, this is that diddly gang stuff, all right? Yeah, who did write this? World's first. Again, they're trying to put world's first license to make it seem like, you know, having a license is that big of a deal. It really isn't, all right? No. Again, this is where the government goes to get all of your personal stuff, all your transactional details, financial details. So no one's excited to see a licensed exchange. However, Gemini being a main exchange, being very popular, it is worth to note that they did just add Zcash. Or they're planning to add it on the 19th, I believe, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And, you know, with Gemini, they've been very aggressive lately with patents, with Winklevoss twins, with their exchange adding large order blocks, with them adding Zcash now, Litecoin, Bcash. You know, honestly, I don't see them getting up and just leaving to go to a new life, like your boy from OKEx. Right. I think they're too deep in the game.
This is a new life. You know,
I was say, this is their life. And I mean, if I had the opportunity, like, for instance, if you were like, all right, I want to make $100 million and go away, that's great. But if you have a chance to be the first trillionaire, you got to kind of stay in it. That's why I'm thinking, yeah, you got to play ball. So I think they're going to be in it for the long haul. And then Zcash is popping up everywhere.
Zcash, Monero will be added everywhere.
Everywhere. So,
Yep. So for those who don't know, tell everybody what Zcash is for those who don't know.
Okay. Well, Zcash is a project that, or is a crypto that is basically a project about privacy. They use privacy protocols in order to send money back and forth. Very low supply. There are some differences in algorithms and things of that nature, but basically just a privacy coin. And we definitely have pushed Zcash for people in the newsletter group, I do want to say. And we've always said you always want to keep a little Zcash because for today instantly when they can get on Gemini. So great to see that. Right.
Yeah. You know, everybody who says Bitcoin's for criminals and Bitcoin's anonymous, again, these people have no clue they're talking about. It's pseudo-anonymous, but things like Zcash are actually anonymous. So if criminals wanted to use some of this stuff, this would be more like along that lines with some of their goals. This and Monero.
Yeah.
So again, whenever you hear all the FUD about Bitcoin, whoever is saying it, you already know they have no clue what they're talking about.
Yeah, and I did see at Consensus too, somebody did a presentation. It was saying public and private blockchains will exist beside each other. So this is kind of just an example. You have Zcash and Monero on the anonymous side, and then you have other public blockchains. So good to see.
Zimbabwe's central bank bans financial institutions from all crypto dealings. Look at this photo right here. These guys, Cointelegraph does a great job with the illustrations and the graphics. Zimbabwe's central bank has recently banned domestic financial institutions from dealing with cryptocurrencies. Local media Newsday reports was May 12th, actually, that was reported. But, of course, we've seen this in a lot of other countries. It's interesting to see it in Zimbabwe because it's kind of already been the gist of things. I guess they just want to really announce it. But the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, director and registrar of banking institutions, issued a circular Friday ordering all financial institutions to terminate servicing crypto exchanges within 60 days and begin to liquidate existing crypto-related accounts. Basically, the way they're doing this is because of, the reason why they're doing this is because of competition.
Yeah, currency control.
Literally, they literally came out and said this is an they're quoted as saying, the bank is quoted as saying, this is an obligation to safeguard their integrity of payment systems. That sounds like the traditional payment system is on the brink of losing.
Yeah. How you gonna take the integrity out of something if right. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, it's just better.
So now, of course, they want to throw some fun in there. Any person who buys, sells, or otherwise transacts in cryptocurrencies, whether online or otherwise, does so at their own risk and will have no recourse to the Reserve Bank or to any regulatory authority in the country. Yes, that's global. That's worldwide. No one's helping.
Why don't more governments think that way, like with that quote, where they're basically just like, hey, whatever happens, happens, but we're not liable for it. I'd rather have that than somebody saying, well, yeah, we want to regulate it and blah, 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 but there's no insurance for it. It's still, if you lose, you lose, but we're going to regulate you into the ground. So
right.
That central bank is, it's just crazy.
And again, I mean, Zimbabwe, this is a place where you've seen their Their native currency being inflated, overinflated, inflated times 20. You know what I mean? It's losing its value, which is why people are turning to crypto. You remember last year, the all-time high there, I think, was like at 26,000. It hit 20s.
What, Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Oh no, it hit 19.
It still hit 19 in Zimbabwe. Well, I'm talking about.
Oh, in Zimbabwe. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about in Zimbabwe though.
Yeah, it might have hit. Yeah, it might have hit higher than that.
So for those who wanted to, who had the ability to trade in that way. Of course, you know, buying it low over here and selling it high over there. A lot of people making money doing that. But I mean, this is a place where they needed crypto. They needed Bitcoin. So we saw it excel there. So it's funny that, of course, now in 2018, the entire central bank is saying, all right, we're done dealing with any crypto exchange, anything. Again, another case for decentralized exchanges.
Yeah, and I think we should probably shout out to Sinclair Skinner.
I was just about to say something.
See what's going on with Bitmart, because they've had a great campaign going with their smart contracts coming out, as well as they've had a good relationship with one of the banks there in order to do their transactions. So I'm interested to see what's going on with Bitmart too. So yeah, we'll definitely get back on that, because this is one of those stories. It's unfortunate trying to stop progression, but hey, we know what we signed up for. So
Alfred Robbins said, well, I was at work, I met Bitcoin Rodney. He said he left a meeting and Bitcoin's projected to hit 75K this year.
Probably gonna see a lot of meetings like that this week.
Everybody's about to start throwing up their price predictions, because really there's no recourse if some of them are wrong. But
yeah, exactly. I want somebody to throw up a USD price prediction.
There we go.
Everybody's scared to talk about that.
IBM and NGO Global Citizen announced contest for blockchain charity platform. This is a really good story. I like this. Tech giant IBM has partnered with Global Citizen, an NGO dedicated to alleviating poverty, to sponsor a contest for a charity donation blockchain platform. They announced in the blog last week, and it said, basically, according to IBM, they're quoted saying, we're going to solve societal issues such as extreme poverty or infectious disease. We need to make sure that every cause is getting the money they were promised, especially from the world's most impactful donor group, federal governments. Basically what this does, if you heard about Hurricane Katrina in the United States, everything that's going on in Puerto Rico, the Haiti earthquakes and tsunami way back when, all these natural disasters, of course, you get all this charity, you have all these charity organizations popping up left and right. You have people around the world donating, and then there's always talks of scams, or that the end person who's supposed to get the money, the victims don't receive the money. Right. Yeah, I know. I was thinking about him when I said Haiti, actually. Allegedly. So what this is basically doing, they want to develop some type of donation blockchain platform where you can track all the money, especially from federal government, since they do give the most, and though that money does get lost the most as well. But you can track all that money from its inception, from being donated to literally the victim or the end user, whoever is supposed to get it, the project that's supposed to receive it. You can track all the money. Of course, you can actually do that with Bitcoin and regular blockchain, but everybody wants their own. But again, this is a charity contest. Or a contest for this charity platform, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. I hope we do develop something that's that can be used like sooner rather than later to start tracking this stuff. Yeah,
and I think this is good promotion for them, for their business, just to get their name in good light. However, like I said, you can already do this with Bitcoin, so it's not that big a deal, but it is good to see people trying, because in extreme poverty places, that money gets lost like every time. Because they have no way of knowing how much is coming, what supplies are supposed to happen. People's books get kind of turned inside out with nonprofits. So, good to see that.
Right. Constance Jewell said, would you purchase Zcash now or hope for a dip? Well, today I wouldn't, since it's in the news.
Don't chase. Don't chase.
You don't want to.
You should have been buying Zcash 3 weeks ago when we were. But accumulation. But I would say wait for a pullback.
Wait for a pullback. It'll happen. But again, if you're thinking long term as well, the next 5, 10, 20 years, then it won't matter anyway. But there's really no point to buy it today. I mean, don't buy it today. Give it a couple of days, like 2 or 3 days.
That's FOMO at its best.
Right. You don't want to buy a day after it's been in the news. What is our Bitcoin price prediction? Well, we think long term. I think Zay's already said his many times, which is $1 million.
Yeah, I'm not getting rid of it till $1 million. So.
So he got his at $1 million. I say 3% of the world's population, which I think will be in that ballpark area, if not more. So that's that. But as far as like in the next 2 weeks, who cares? I mean, hopefully it goes up.
But by the end of this year,
it'll be up.
It'll be up. I think so.
It'll be up. I mean,
you gotta use the charts and price action as it happens, because volume changes, price action changes, news for new institutions, new technology. It's almost impossible for you to say a price prediction
because you don't know what's gonna happen
without
next.
without knowing the future. Because people could throw out prices, but there's 1,000 price predictions. Somebody's gonna be right.
They can throw out prices, and the U.S. could like come out and officially say, well, we banned Bitcoin and crypto, and half the Ned Flanders Dilly gang in the United States will sell off and follow suit. So something like that would drastically affect the price. But again, kind of looking at last year, people, we tell you the price prediction at the beginning of 2017, everyone had it at like 5K. Yeah. That was like the price everybody was looking at. So for it to hit up to 20 and of course correct back to 6 to 9, which the correction was on point with Cliff High's report that he had at the beginning of 2017. He said around February, March of 2018, he thought the price would be, I think, like at 68, 88, something around there. And he was about right on. It kind of, went up and down, went up 20K and came back. But as far as price, I mean, a lot of people pretty much called it at the right spot. But if you were lucky to sell off at some of the tops, of course, that was good too. Oh, yeah. So this year, we think it's going to do even better. So yeah. And last but not least, Sesame Street had Bitcoin on it, and Cookie Monster was there to talk about it. Of course, this is an important story because as much as these old dinos get angry and upset about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, we now have your children.
Your kids. I would say your kids on it now.
Your kids are here with us. Looks like Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, they're talking about how they went mainstream. And CBS sitcom, of course, Big Bang Theory had an entire episode on it. Silicon Valley on HBO did a show on it where the Pied Piper had his ICO coin, which actually looks like it might be a real coin.
It is a real coin.
It is a real coin
now. It's on Coin Market Cap.
Right. Now Sesame Street came through in the clutch moment. Looks like you can see the picture here with the Cookie Monster. He went on to talk about not Bitcoin, but the Bit Cookie. And he basically talked about the Bit Cookie and what you need to do as far as being careful of just going in and buying it. He said, give it some time, maybe then you can eat the cookie. He's basically saying give it some time to learn about it, research, do your due diligence, then possibly you can buy it then. But yeah, it's called Bit Cookie, but just the fact that they had the B right there, of course, for Bitcoin. They're talking about this new basically financial platform to kids. Yeah. It's huge.
I don't remember Sesame Street teaching us about finances when I watched it, when I was younger. I doubt there was anything financially related even close. But yeah, your kids, the ones who do watch Cookie Monster know about them. I don't know how many kids watch Sesame Street now, but it's enough where when you start pushing it out, enough TV shows start talking about Bitcoin. Like you just said, you just named like 5 of them. We got Blacklist, Dope came out, everybody's accepting it. Good promotion wise, and I think the Cookie Monster is a great way to explain it with the Bit Cookie. Because if you want to explain something to kids, definitely go with what you know. So there we go. Good to hear there.
Hey, what's going on? Creep just joined the Twitch chat room. But no, John Seibert, great point. He said if Bitcoin hits over 1 million USD, you won't want to exchange it for the dollar.
And that's the point.
We always say that we don't want to exchange it after 20 or 30 USD. I mean, honestly, you talk about Bitcoin, one Bitcoin being $100,000 USD. People, you can go get your job and make $100,000. It might take you a year, 2 years, whatever, but you can make $100,000. At this point, it is very difficult to make 100,000 Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. So Bitcoin Zay says all the time, 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin.
And at that point, if Bitcoin is worth $1 million, that'll be probably at a point where our global economy has shifted so much that you really won't want to give up Bitcoin. At that point, I'll be like, you'll be a bank. Right. I'll just be giving out loans at that point and just sitting on the interest.
And we'll answer the last quick one. Infinite Wealth Stream says, how long do you wait to buy a coin once it hits an exchange after an ICO? It depends on the coin, I think.
Yeah. Usually the coin, if you bought into the ICO, that's the best thing you could do is buy it at the lowest price possible. Right. If you didn't, I always wait for at least one pump and correction because it always happens and then it's boom. Everybody who had orders on the order book, they get their money and then they're out. And then next thing you know, a few months later happens again. So definitely wait.
I would say an exception, though, is something like Bcash. When that hit the exchange, it was an immediate dip, as it's been with a few other coins where everybody just gives them exchange wants to sell off. So you can catch that first sell off. If you catch that the right way, you can literally make some money back within 48 hours. But you got to make sure it's hit the bottom as well. You don't want to catch that falling knife and then a day later it's still falling.
It's still falling.
It's like it's a bad project. Everybody's like, no, we really don't want this at all. But if you catch one that does have a community but it has a big sell off at the beginning, you can make your money right back.
Yeah. Well, And honestly, with these exchanges too, every single one that lists ICO, Binance and all that, if you look at the patterns, they don't have volume. They're not very liquid. These are people who are just pumping it. You jump into it, FOMO it, and then they take your money from you. This is an old game, so don't do it.
I got you on.
Be patient. Be patient.
On crepe, he says like a pancake.
On crepe.
All right, for the free Bitcoin today, what are we doing?
So for the free Bitcoin, watch, listen, learn from Blockchain Week in New York. They have plenty of live videos out all day. Comment who is your favorite speaker or what was your favorite event.